Hey guys, today I wanted to play a game that was sent to me from a viewer. This is a game that they made in the Global Game Jam as part of a team, and it's actually available for you to play now for free on itch. And so this is what they were able to create during the Game Jam. I've played about the first 5 minutes of it, and it looks really fun. However, they want to make it a full commercial product. They want to put it up on Steam or the App Store, and they wanted to know what feedback I would have to make it better in any way possible. So here's that video. I also saw they uploaded the source code, so I would have loved to take some of the suggestions I had and like actually implement them to change the game in ways that I think could be fun. But unfortunately, I just have not had the time. It's been like 2 weeks since he sent me this request, so I just wanted to get the video done and give some feedback, even if I can't work on it right now. So here is that video. Now, the first thing I just want to talk about is the sound. The sound is very pleasant, but it is a little repetitive. So I'm actually going to be muting it for the video, but I just wanted to play it a little bit so you can get a sense of that in the background. Again, feel free to play it. The link's in the description. But yeah, the sound, I couldn't handle it for, I've had it open for like over 10 minutes, so that's a tough thing with loops, man. Okay, cool. So this is the title screen. I just love the art style of this game. It's different, and I think that's so valuable. It's just different. You could see the screen transitions here. That's beautiful, isn't it? I really love that. I like how the buttons kind of fall apart when you're about to click them. That's fun. I understand the team is called an olive, but I think that having this giant-ass olive on the front here is just a little confusing. I like the A there, though. There's no option to control the sound, so I actually had to go in my audio mixer to mute this thing, so it'd be lovely to get some options to do that within the game. Okay, so let's check it out. So this is the first screen. It says press space, and well, actually it says press SPAC. So I would love if this screen can be redone so that I could see press spacebar from the middle of the screen, because while I can infer that that means press spacebar, I don't think every player is going to be able to do that. So once you do that, it says press space to repair the level. The wording there is a little unclear. Really, what space does is it zooms you out to a different view of the level. So it's kind of like press space to, I don't know, to view the level. And if you want to change the level, what you have to do is now you have to actually transition your mouse and drag the level in. So the dragging mechanic, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about the dragging mechanic. But I think just in general, this tutorial, it's really hard to follow. So I know I'm not capturing that because I've been working on this for 5 minutes trying to figure it out. But now that you're seeing it, what I would say is this should be press spacebar so you could fully see the text here. And then once I press spacebar, then there should be text up here which says use your mouse to put the pieces together or something like that. I think that would be better. So you have sort of like, the tutorial of can they press the space bar, then can they drag the thing. Just kind of spacing it out like that. Okay, so let's talk about drag. So also the idea that you have to use the keyboard and the mouse. Maybe it'd be nice to have it like all just the mouse or all just the keyboard. Because the fact is when we get back here, I thought now I could use my mouse, but actually you can't. Now you have to use the keyboard and use the arrow keys in order to move the guy. So what would be great is if you could use your mouse or your keyboard for everything, right? So if I click here, what you could do is you could just see what's the closest horizontal, like you could do a raycast of the closest horizontal. And so if I click right here under the P, then he'll just walk to the P. That way, if I want to play the whole game with just my mouse, I can, right? So I click over here, he walks over here. I click over here, he walks over here. And that way I won't need, and then a way for me to transition, maybe right click. If I right click, it brings me to this screen. That way I could do the whole thing with my mouse versus switching between the mouse and keyboard, which I don't think is necessary for this game. I think the controls are too split apart. Okay, now let's just talk about the ergonomics of the dragging mechanic. It's frustrating. And I think it's awesome. I love the idea. Design-wise, I think it's sick. But in terms of gameplay, it's just a little bit difficult. And so here's why. Almost always you're moving this puzzle around in a format where it's a perfect fit. So if this was a perfect fit, and then let's say that right about here is where that block ends. So this is where you'd fit an extra thing. There should not be this extra space here, right? So ideally here, there's two places where this level should go. It's either the starting location here or its final destination here. And I think it should literally be only two places it should go. I don't think it should be possible to put the level here, for example. I think if you drop it somewhere like here, it should just snap to here or here. And the reason why is because it gets very frustrating in the later levels when I want to move this guy here, right? I mean, clearly I want to move it right here. But even if I'm just a pixel off, it snaps me all the way over here. And that's really frustrating. Instead, what it should do is if you have only two slots, so it's this slot and this slot, then if I'm here and I drag it over here, it should say, okay, you release the mouse. What's the closest slot? Is it this one or is it the original one over here? Clearly it's this one. So I'm just going to snap right here. But right now it doesn't do that. So if I pull it over here, it should snap into place versus right now where it just goes to the previous slot, which I think is a little frustrating. Okay, so that's all the feedback from the playtesting I did like before this video. Let's see what else we can do here. Yeah, so just in general, I think I'd love to see the instructions on the screen as soon as I get there. I don't really like having to zoom out to understand it. I think it's kind of cute how it comes like backwards like that, but I don't really like it that much. I think it'd be better if I just saw all the instructions on the screen here. And I think I solved one or two more puzzles here. I played this one already, so I'm just going to jump through it. Yeah. Okay, so we got some spikes here. And so, you know, I love this, right? Like, this is very, I think this could do really well as a mobile game. So check it out, right? You saw that I just dragged this thing over here, clearly to make space for this guy here. But I was one pixel off, right? It's not exactly going to fit right in there. And this is a really frustrating moment, right? Because now it means I've got to move this guy and now move it here. And it's just everything should just snap in. You know, it's just like, you know, you're wasting my time. It shouldn't take that long. Because we understand what the player wants to do. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so now we're getting to a point where I haven't played it at all. So you're just going to see me live. All right. Is that really how you do it? Oh, boy. That's really frustrating. Okay, this is going to take a while. I wonder if that's like the best, if that's the actual solution here. I actually haven't seen what happens if I fall off the edge. Maybe I'll do that next. I don't want to lose my progress on this level, but we can do that next time to see what happens. All right, that should be enough. I think you could get that level done without me having to go back and forth like 5 times. Probably if I just go back and forth 2 times, it's far enough that I wouldn't be able to jump, and then you can get across your learning objective. But it takes less time. I don't know. I think if it takes less time for the viewer, that's always better. Okay, so what's going on here? So I'm just facing a little bit of an issue trying to fit these guys in here. So let's see what we could do. And, you know, if you're a viewer, feel free to just jump in and start playing the game. Though I will include my playtesting here because I know that's valuable for developers just to see how people get frustrated in their game, you know. What parts are confusing. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So if I could pause time. That's what I was just wondering if there was a trick like that because I see there's a big empty space down here. And I wonder if that's relevant. Like I wonder if I need to. Oh, I could maybe do that. Is that something I could do? Kind of get myself. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I can't fit through that hole? Oh, I can. Okay. All right, maybe make that hole a little bit bigger. It's a little, you know, it's a little too tight. Oh, but alas. I need to get in the box. Okay, this is fun. I love that. So how do I do that? Oh, okay. I know what I'll do. I'll maybe just pause it and drag it up. Aha. All right, that's fun. I like that a lot. Wow. So that really opens up the possibility space, doesn't it? Because it's like, man, you know. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Okay, so this is a bit of a... Oh, wait a second. What happened? Okay. All right, there's something wrong here. Let me just try to see what it is before I comment on it. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay, so basically, it seems like the white lines here form the bounds. So that's kind of interesting, right? Because you can drag this thing inside the other thing. This, because the bound is only around the black. It's not around a square. But what's confusing about that is whether or not your guy is like free and you can kind of move the bounds without moving him, like you can see right here. Or if he's trapped in a box, which is the case if I move this here, now when I move the box over, he goes with it. There's got to be a way to show, because right now, look, you know, you can't tell whether or not he's free or in a box just based on that visual. So it'd be really great if once he's in a box, maybe he gets a white outline or something. So you know now he's kind of like, he's frozen until you get him out of one of these white boxes. I would appreciate that. Okay, cool. So now we got a little puzzle to solve. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Huh. Okay. All right, well, I think I can solve it like that. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let me try to listen to the sounds a little bit more. That way I can give feedback on that. Okay. There might be no sound effects, I'm not sure. Oh shit, okay. So what's that? That's like some fire or something. But but it seems like I've got like a second or two before it shoots at me. So let's try to... Okay. Alright, we're able to skip it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so it seems like we've got no sound effects. It's just the same loop. It's a nice loop. It just needs to be longer. So I wonder if I can just kind of huh. What does that do? It's not clear to me why I can't move it down here. I don't really understand that. It's kind of frustrating. Maybe if like whatever border was violated could turn red or something, or flash red, so I know what the error is, but I don't really have an idea of like what I did wrong. Like, why can't I move it here? I don't understand. Does this box need to be around that box? Like, but why? I don't really get it. All right, I'm just being a goofer. Oh. What? What was that? It looks like if I... Okay, yeah, if I transition during the death animation, it looks like I could get myself stuck in a black screen like that. So why don't we just remove player control if they're in a death state? You know, force the screen transition here, and now let them do their transition work again, because you don't want the player to get stuck like this, because they're gonna not know what the heck's going on. All right, so let's make this the last puzzle. Let's solve this, and then we'll call it a day. All right, interesting. Okay, so I can change what's going on here. Aha, okay. Oh, shit. All right, so my plan is I'm gonna make a little space, walk in between, transition, maybe do the space again. Okay, there we go. So that's my plan. Oh, and that's actually the end of the game. Great. Okay, cool. I love it, man. Congrats to you and your team. I think the game is really strong. I think the mechanics are fun, and I haven't seen something quite like this before. If you're familiar with the game, Gorogoa, this would be the closest parallel, I would say. So check out this game. It's a beautiful game. It's actually made by somebody who's very close to the community here in the Bay Area. He goes to a lot of the meetup groups, Roberts, I think. And, well, this is a terrible trailer to show you the gameplay. Gorogoa gameplay. But basically, the premise of the game is you're dragging around these cubes in a map and solving a story like that. So very different. You know, this game is very narrative focused. But I think just this idea of like moving the shapes around in a 2D environment, I feel like you can look at their design principles and extract some stuff that might be useful for your game. So that's the one I think of. I think when critics are, you know, experienced players experience your game, they're probably going to be thinking about this game as well. So that's just something for you to consider and look at. I think they do something creative here with the background. I don't know if this is just the streamer or the game itself, but the fact that this background is occupied by these shapes, are they moving? No, it's the same thing all the time. Oh no, yeah, they change a little bit. Yeah, they change over time. I'm looking at the background here. I'm looking at like these thirds right here. Because right now you've just got a black screen, so maybe if we had like those nice clouds you have, there might be a way to engage the white space a little bit better with respect to how are we solving this problem of you needing a very strict aspect ratio for your dimensions to work. I think if you occupy that space with like, I don't even know what this is, that might be fun. These cool things. I like how they control the mouse. I mean, they reskinned it, right, for the game. I think that's kind of fun. I wonder what your mouse could look like if you imagine it could look like anything, right? Might as well change it because they're going to be looking at that as they're looking at all the other art. You could reskin the mouse icon. I like the font. I don't like how the instructions are not on the screen. It's too hard to see. I wish the background was changing colors just a little bit. Looking at this, it's so static. When the lava's moving, it's a little bit more fun, but maybe if just there was a little bit of parallax on these clouds or something, I'd love to see the background moving, because someone's going to be looking at this screen. Ostensibly, you're going to have some pretty tough, challenging puzzles, right? So someone's going to be looking at the screen. They want to be entertained kind of subconsciously, even if they're just thinking about a puzzle. There might be a way to do that. Just something to think about. I think Gorogoa does that. Just look at their design principles, you know, so see what he did and think about if there's anything that could be pulled into this game. I'm not sure, but I think there's fertile ground here for something. It's an awesome game. Congratulations. You guys did a lot of great work, And I'm really excited to see where this goes. So if you update it, definitely let me know. I'd love to play it and see where you guys take the idea. Thanks so much.